Howdy everyone, it's August 18th, 8:23 in the morning. Um, just coming off of a 3-day sort of funk, slide, relapse, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Um, I'm still not great, unsteady. Um, I'm barely maintaining a motivation to stay in the office. I haven't done any real work. Um, uh, been here for about an hour or so. Um, and I'm only in here because, again, fear. I'm not in here because I think or I'm inspired to do work, or I find pleasure in being here. I'm doing this because I have been lax in getting some grade change forms put in, and I'm afraid of the backlash that's going to happen. Um, and the thing is, I don't want to do these either because I have a history of doing grade changes, and I'm afraid that's going to ultimately come back to bite me in the ass because I keep making these mistakes over and over and over again. Um, I promised myself this semester I am going to keep my grade changes down to two or less. Um, but so I'm afraid to do it, but I'm also afraid of the backlash, and I'm fucking stuck. And the thing is, this will take all of 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get this off my plate, and I'm still putting it off. Um, and I'm even, yeah. So I, I don't know. I'm scared. I'm frustrated. I don't know how to move forward from this. I want to be more proactive. I made a decision yesterday, although I'm sure I've made this many times. Um, made a decision yesterday to be more proactive in what I do. I don't know if it's ADHD or what have you, but I forgot to put this over here. ADHD or what have you, but I'm scatterbrained, and I have been basically my entire life, and I'm sure I've mentioned it in a video or something. I go down the path of least resistance, which I suppose is not unnatural, but the fact that I always go down the path of least resistance is problematic. And so I always go to something new or a novel or easy. I don't finish what I start. I've got this experiment with the sun that I've gotten lots of data on. I pretty much finalized the analysis for, but I've just kind of let it just sit there. I haven't even really talked about the results of it online, which is the whole point of doing doing it in the past. But because again, it gets into the detail work, which is tedious and boring to me. So I'm just gonna have to get over myself and realize that just have to get over myself. Like it's that easy to do. But I want to finish that project before I move on to something else. And yeah, like I said, I'm not happy about it. I am not happy about it. I wish it didn't have to be this way. I wish my drive, obviously I had a drive to do the experiment. I I took observations for a year or more. I've kind of fallen off that, but the weather has been shit. But I've been kind of, it's not been the forefront of my mind to make sure that an observation is taken every day. So sorry, I'm running through why it's a pain in the ass to start doing them now. I've done some tweaks or improvements to the C-Star, and yeah, it's going to be, which make it impossible now to make observations of the sun, or pretty much does. I don't know. Again, it added a little bit more work, a little more difficulty. So obviously it's path of least resistance. Not doing it is has far less resistance than actually fucking around with it. But anyway, obviously I had this drive to do it, but I've lost that drive. I've lost the drive to finish it. So I do have a passion for the work, or a passion for the start of the work. I don't have a passion for finishing it. I suppose I know the answer to the question. And lo and behold, yes, it basically confirms what the fact that the sun changes its angular size based on time of year, and it's consistent with expectation. One of the things I have to do is, and maybe that will spur me on, is I need to get the actual values or the predicted values of the sun from Stellarium for all of the dates. And then make that comparison to really be able to enforce or support the statement that it's consistent with what we see. Unfortunately, I don't think the data quality is precise enough to be able to eke out, to be able to determine or see the eccentricity, to get a reliable value of the eccentricity of the orbit. But that's speculative at this point. One of the things is I don't know so far, I don't really know how to compute the orbital elements from these observations yet. So another thing that I need to do is, to first order, I need to fit the observations to a circle. Actually, let me write this down so I remember them. Yeah, so fit to circle and compare to Stellarium. What I can do with fit to circle is I can do a least squares analysis or a chi-squared analysis, and I can demonstrate at least that hopefully the reduced chi-squared, the data is good enough that a reduced chi-squared is going to indicate that a circular orbit does not fit. But whether or not I can actually measure a eccentricity of, I think, I've forgotten the eccentricity of the sun. I think it's 0.0, or Earth. I think it's 0.03. In order to measure that, I don't know. I haven't looked into it. But, yeah. It's just making plots, which hopefully will be the, and I already sort of created them. I just need to make sure that they are appropriately labeled. But, yeah, I just want to be more proactive. I don't want to be as shotgun as I have been. I don't want to decide to do something basically at the spur of the moment. I want to plan. If I'm going to go out with the C-Star and do some astrophotography, I want to have that planned out. I want to know what nights I'm going to be able to do it. I want to know what targets I'm going to do it. I mean, just talking about it makes me feel better, like makes me feel excited about it. But whether or not I'm actually going to be able to do that, I don't know, because I've never been able to hold to a fucking schedule. I don't know. Part of it is I don't know how I'm going to feel on any fucking given day. You know, chances are I'm going to be, you know, consistent with the day before or what have you. But there are days like Friday, I just fucking collapsed. I don't know what it was, but I just could not be bothered to do shit. I wasn't precisely sad. I just simply had no energy and no motivation. I slept a lot. I slept, 12 hours in one stretch, was up for a few hours, went back to bed for like 6 or 7. I was, for the last 3 days, I was more asleep than I was awake. So I didn't feel precisely sad. I just felt just tired, unmotivated. I couldn't tell you why, other than disease. This is just a simple symptom of my disease. I could not tell you, in the sense that I could not tell you an external cause for why I fell apart. I can tell you what and I've mentioned the external cause that has gotten me sort of out of it, or at least forced me to try to get back on my feet. I tell myself that this time, this inner summer period between the summer semester and the fall semester has been significantly better than the previous 4 years, because I have actually managed to do some work to prep. Am I anywhere near where I want it to be? No. I wanted to have all 3 syllabi finished for my 3 classes, finished by today, and have those published. I have one of them done. I can get another one done today. I don't think my big class, the 402 class, I'm fairly confident I'm not going to be able to get that done today, because I'm still not 100% settled on the types of activities that I want to do. And that's the thing that I've been really kind of kicking my ass over, is that I really didn't want to half-ass this. I really didn't want to fly by the seat of my pants with this. I wanted it to be planned, and it's looking like there is a significant possibility that it won't be.